Hello, everyone. Today I'm here to talk about secrets and realities of leadership, and it is not for everyone. Have you ever realized or know about it that an average sheep can recognize up to 50 faces, including human faces? It sounds impressive, right? But just they recognize faces, it doesn't mean that they know who to follow. Humans are not so different because we recognize faces at work, meetings, teams, on the street, when you eat something, in the restaurant, cafes, somewhere else, right? So recognition is not enough for leadership. Because in moments of uncertainty, people just don't look for recognition, the similar faces, but what we're looking for. We look for someone who knows how to show up. So what does it mean, how you show up? It's all about the confidence and stability and being consistent and keep evaluating the situation all the time on your mind and being reliable at the same time. It's easy, right? It's not. Because it's not always rainbows and the butterflies. Like Netherlands. One day is rainy. Yesterday was super sunny, like a spring or something. I don't call summer because we don't have summer. Well, it happens. Because I am just thinking, have you ever thought about how you show up when stakes are high? So what I mean is, when uncertainty takes over and things are spreading out of control and pressure is too much, but how you act on it. So you know that coworker. It's very familiar. They claim that they are very calm, but you can understand with the eyes and the face impression, they are screaming with a lower voice. Well, this is crisis management. Or this is an opportunity. Probably your manager will correct you to say that. This is not crisis, this is an opportunity. I am a little bit confused because is it a crisis management or opportunity? Well, let me tell you something funny. It is a guaranteed chance to fail and to succeed at the same time. Because no matter what happens, you will either solve a problem, the big problem, the production problem, the team problem, or you will become a subject of very important lessons learned meeting, which is an opportunity, right? Well, have you ever been in a meeting with C-level executives? How was it? It's tense, right? That moment when you stay straight and try to control your breathing a little bit slower, and you care about how you look like, if you blink too much, or if you should talk or stay silent, it is just a little bit stressed, right? Well, it's like being on the menu instead of being at the table. This is a disaster. But not being on the meeting, just trying to control yourself, and if you cannot control yourself, it's a disaster. Because it reminds me the moment that I need to make a tough decision. Let me give you an example. When I was new to my role, the senior role, a critical bug is reported. Well, managers were involved so suddenly, so fast, and I count 3 managers near my table in a couple of minutes, and I feel like a couple of milliseconds or something because they were just running towards me, and I was, hey, come on, I am okay. And they wanted to remove the app from App Store. I am an app developer, so this is my example. Well, I was against it, but the pressure was so intense because they want me to remove the app from App Store, and I was the admin. Well, what happened? Many discussions until end of the day, back and forth, and we discussed it. I said no, they said yes. Then I gave up, then I removed the app from App Store. So I went home, and the other day, it's time for reflection. The reflection is, why did I remove the app? Maybe there were other options, but we didn't talk about it, because we only talk about it, removing the app or not, because there was a critical bug. But what was the opportunity then? We could just focus on the other things, could step one back, and try to think about what we can do instead of what we should do, right? Well, lessons learned. It was an opportunity. Also lessons learned. A meeting with C-level developers and engineers, architects, managers, name it. Well, don't act out of fear or pressure. This is the lesson. I am Burcu. As I said, I enjoy being a subject of lessons learned meetings, and I am an engineer, so I am a problem solver. Well, I am a public speaker, and I am engineering mentor as a freelance, so you can book sessions for free. I am a senior mobile app developer at Interrail, Eurail, which is a golden train ticket concept. You can hop on, hop off the trains. And flexibility, mostly within the Europe, also UK, Ireland, and the Greek island. I love to travel, and I love to play guitar. But there are some tricks how we can turn a disaster into an opportunity. So what does it mean? So apply principles of chaos theory into human behavior. So it is like understanding how a small changes can lead a large, unpredictable outcomes. How many of you is an engineering managers or team managers, team leads? Oh, it's fine. And the senior developers? Good. And the product people? Oh, okay. So it's familiar, right? You have to understand when you change something very small can lead many unpredictable results. So do you know when to step in? It's very interesting, because in chaos, or crisis, or opportunity, it is basically when everything is spreading out of control. So it's too late. But if you have a little bit experience, and if you know your people and system, you can kind of predict it. Because according to principle, they say you feel something is coming, like a winter. Well, applying adaptive leadership skills. So you don't have to be a lead or manager to apply adaptive leadership skills. Because what does it mean? It's staying flexible, calm, and embarrassing others, trying to show them and explain them the situation. It's not you have to know everything, but you should control the situation. So it is about leading through uncertainty with being confident at the same time. Well, focus on the goal. Because in chaos, we get lost into the details. Too much things happening, people are crying, screaming to each other, many discussions, managers were involved. So how should I know that what's my goal? So remember, your goal is to guide the people, the system, and the situation back to the normality and stability. So you don't have to be a manager to do that. Because as an engineers, we also know our system. And we know what went wrong and how we can fix it. Just try to stay calm and focus on why you are here, just to solve the problem. And don't forget, if you don't know what's your normal or the stability, then you have a problem because you don't know what to do. So there is a gap between what's the normal, what went wrong, and how I can work on it. So this is the gap we should fill in. And it is all about how we show up, right? You have to be confident again, stable and reliable, keep evaluating, change your approach. Most of the time, you have to change your approach, rethink again, and try to understand what you can make the most impact. Well, understanding leadership. So I don't know what does it mean. So I tried to search about it, and I found something. So let's define together. This is ability to influence, or guide the individuals or teams, and achieve the common goals. Common is very common, basically. Not only your team or individual goals, it's company-wide and the product-wide and everything, branding, Every goal is a common goal, so don't make it simple. And set direction, again, for everyone, cross-functional teams, and all the people you are working with, and inspiring others, decision-making, and aligning. The whole company is very broad. Well, do you know what's it? It's a unicorn. Yes, it's a unicorn. But this is different because it's a magical unicorn. Because whatever I defined a couple of seconds ago is just a magical unicorn because it's so charismatic, it's so always right, knows everything, glowing slightly, and a visionary at the same time. It's just a unicorn. It's not a fact. But what does it mean? Fact is really fact. It's real fact. It really depends on, because if I ask what's the leadership right now here, maybe you will tell me that the people who has the clicker is the lead. And maybe you will tell me that it is the loudest voice in the room, which is not me. I have the mic, so somewhere here, I believe. And if you ask your manager, maybe they will say, hey, this is the company architect, because they know the best and the whole system. So it really depends on who you ask. But how can I define it? So it is all about matching and the communication, because you have what you believe, you have your own skills, but you have to know what's the expectation from your team, your manager, your company. So you have to keep talking and adapt your style according to that. So this is not one way or one explanation fits that definition. And remember, you cannot make everyone happy. It's only for pizza. I am not a pizza lover, but I accept pizza can make everyone happy. So this is still something that I should work on. I don't like pizza. But what I mean is, whatever you do, maybe you do the best, but someone will be unhappy, sad, mad at you, or they won't like you. It's just human thingy, right? You don't have to make everyone happy. Just do your job and focus on what you can do more and create more impact, of course. Well, sorry. I will go here. And otherwise, you will be just a unicorn with no followers. That's it. But still, I ask, what's the leadership? No answer. It really depends on the factors, the team, company, culture. But then I can understand that we can define leadership as a toolbox. We have all the skill sets. We are all human. We can learn something. We can implement something. So we can fix everything, right? No. The answer is no. Because can you fix everything if you have the whole toolbox? I don't think so. Because you should know what to use when. If you don't know what you have and what is work for, then you cannot fix the problem itself. So first understand what you have, how it works, and what you have, in the other hand, as a situation or problem, how you can fix it. Well, again, what's inside the toolbox? So what skills that I should have as a lead, as a senior developer, as a senior manager, product people? So how can I touch the main point? Well, we have leadership skills. So I will just go a little bit here, and I will try to show you what's. So I really make the puntos very small, so you cannot read about it. Because it really depends on who you ask. Maybe you will say that, hey, I have the great communication skills, but according to what? Is it your partner, your coworker, your bestie, your manager, your team? It really depends on the culture itself. Because we really wonder how we can do better, but what works for your team maybe won't work for another team or company. So this is kind of fake. But it's an idea that what should I have a skill that works so I can implement it, I can work on it, I can try to define. So it is all about exploring. How can I understand what I really need to do? So this is the skill sets. It's like collaboration, mentoring, inspiring, again, communication, and strategic problem solving, being a visionary, change something. Name it, everything. Everything we do. Well, again, I don't have anything on my hand, because I couldn't explain what does it mean. and I don't know the concept because it really depends on who you ask, what you are working with, company, team. So what's it about? It's about seeing the details, but at the same time seeing the big image. So you have to know small details, but one step back, trying to see what's going on and how can I use it. But the highlights are you have to have an emotional intelligence, active listening, and focus on team dynamics, etc. Slow down. Have you heard about it from someone? Hey, you talk so fast, please slow down a little bit. We go so fast, I don't understand you. Well, it's very familiar, but there is an art of slowing down. It's a superpower for humans, especially for engineering managers. Because when you want to slow down, you have to understand its importance. So we cannot, as a human, slow down because we think fast. We want to solve the problem. We want to just fix everything all in once. But it's not possible all the time because rushing, we tend to rush everything, and it is very hard because you can miss the details. You can miss your goal. You can miss what you are doing, and it is just a broken communication. So we have to slow down. Well, what's the benefit of it? Again, if you slow down, remember my lessons learned. I couldn't do this. Well, pausing helps leaders to think critically instead of just reacting emotionally. So emotion is not only emotion. It's also risks, trying to eliminate the risks, understand the pressure, so why it's happening. It's just a pause, think about it, do the critic itself. And then when you do the strong communication, active listening is the highlight point. So do you really listen someone when they talk? Do you hear what they are saying? Do you really think about what's the point of the talk? Well, it really depends. And more influence. To more influence, you have to be calm. To calm, don't react. So talking is not calming. You should just listen first, process it before react. Well, that's why some people has more respect than the others. It's not only about authority, it's about just trying to listen and do the empathy, trying to understand what's going on, and understanding the details. Well, basically read the room. So how to slow down? Because I really find personally slowing down when the stakes are high. So I try to pause. Again, I don't react, I just try to understand. So how? I ask questions because we have many assumptions. Many if-elses are going on in our mind. But instead of writing if-elses, why don't we ask the person if it is a fact or the assumption? So when I have a feeling or thought, I just put my legs on the ground and say, hey, is it a fact or assumption? Do I have any evidence to prove it? So then it helps. Well, read the room. Because you have to observe what people are doing and thinking and how they act. So it is all about, you don't have to rush something, because we tend to rush everything. Every single moment in our life, to go home, we need to rush. But no, just think and critically try to understand what I need right now to get out of that situation. And one step back, but please consider what is your back, because when you go back, it might not be safe all the time. So try to understand what's going on, and you don't want to miss any details. So slow down when you think and talk, and try to write it down, because when you talk too generic, you lose the meaning, and when you talk too narrow, you just fix only one problem, and you cannot prevent the future ones. So do you ever feel that you are just talking, but the other person don't understand you? But you cannot make others to understand you, right? It's not a force. So this is a shared responsibility, because no message is perfect, and you have to deal with the communication problems. But do you know what is DISC? DISC, hands up. Wow. Great. So DISC is the key understanding how you can communicate with people around you, including the most challenging ones. So how can I use it? So do you ever feel that Englishman in New York, is coming from another planet, maybe? I don't know. But this can help you, because if you remember the DISC color profiling, we have 4 color profiles: red, blue, yellow, and the green. So how DISC help us to understand human behavior? It says, know your people. So if you're a lead, manager, or senior developer, you have to know your people, who you are working with. Because also as a human, if you know your partner, friends, and family, you can communicate better. So red is mostly driven and direct. Blue is all about details and data. And green is very calm and supportive. Yellow is super energetic, social, they like to talk, and they are very creative, again, social, likes the communication. And according to researchers, most of the managers and the leads are combination of red and blue. Is it surprising? Very direct, wants the result, likes the details, and then wants to see the result itself. It's very written. So I know it, you know it, everybody knows it, Trump knows it. But do you really know who you are dealing with during your regular day? Do you know your people? Let me rephrase the question. Do you know what kind of people you are surrounded by? Because it affects how you work, how you act, how you behave, how you think and talk. It really depends on the people around you. Well, I have some tricks. Because you can understand people around you. The red one, they are very bossy. They really want the results now, if possible. And yesterday was too late, So now it's possible. And they don't like small talk. So if you have a red manager, probably they don't like to talk about your weekend, the car you had yesterday, or the event you joined today or tomorrow. They don't want to know about it. They're just interested in the results, very direct, very result-driven, no small talks. And the yellow is the fun one. They really like talking, and they love ideas. They share with everyone, so you know everything about them. And they also know about you, your friends, your partner, your conferences you're joining, what you like to do, your hobbies. And they really start many things at the same time. But you can see that the result is very different because they only finish a couple of them. And they like meetings because they like chatting. They will create the connections. They are really team builders. Well, the green is the calm one. They like peace. They don't like discussions, arguments, conflicts. And they really like to listen. And they keep asking you, hey, can I help you? Well, they are really creating strong teams. And they dislike changes, and they really like routines. But they are very slow making the decisions because they are very caring about the teamwork, and they need to get everyone's idea. And green says that, hey, we have to align and accept only one thing altogether. And it is very slow. Well, blue is the detailed one. They are basically managers, business analysts, because they like the details. They are the mistake finders. They really find everything. But they are tend to lost in details. So you have to pick them a little bit. Hey, you have to focus on the goal because you are getting lost on the details. So this side is very important. Well, different colors don't just think differently. They also speak another language. So, do you know the leadership styles? Anyone? Okay. So, let me remind you a little bit. So, it is autocratic one. They are very result-driven, and they are really make things done, just like red ones, right? And the blue ones are the analytical ones, and also the leadership style. If you check it, they are very detail-oriented. They really work with the data, and they are really good at making the charts. And it really fits with the blue one. And the servant one, servant leadership style, means that they are very supportive. They like to help people. So they can do, for example, conflict solving in the team. So they really like the peace. So it's really aligning with the green one. And the transformational leadership is mostly yellow, because they like to create the social communication lines, and they are really team builders, and they really like to work on the people, human side. Well, we have the strengths and the challenge, and it really fits with this color profiling. So if you know who you are dealing with, you can really understand the style itself. So now you know the colors, but do you know how to survive with the conversation? So when you have one-on-one with your manager, do you know what's the expectation? Well, you should adapt your style too, because you have a color, and the other person also has a color. So you have to create a communication line by changing your adaptation. Well, how I can make the conversation with the red one? Well, they are really motivated by the challenges and also results. So if you are really talking with a red one, and if you want to motivate them, you should set clear goals and say the results that you want to have. And the trick is, they will like to owning every idea, although this is yours. And again, they are really pushy, but if you are working with a red person in your team, you have to convince them they need to let the other people contribute to their work, because they shouldn't own all the things on their own. So this is like team building. So if you are a manager, if you are hiring someone, be careful about the red person, so you have to follow them up, just like for all other colors. For yellow one, they are really fun. They really like recognition, and they really create social connections. But they also motivating with a happy working place. So you have to be careful about creating happy working place. If you have many yellows, you are very happy in the team, but you have to finish your work too. So this is kind of balancing the colors in your team. And you have to kind of follow up them again, because they will finish very few tasks if you don't put clear structure. They are lacking of the structure. So you have to work on it. Again, for the green one, they are motivated by stability, and they're creating very good communication with the team members. They really care about the teamwork, but they are also motivated by discussion-free environments, and in IT, it is not possible. So you have to make sure that they are also confident and clear enough that we also have to do the discussions and making the decisions, something like that. The trick is, they feeling part of the decision, then they will do their best. So try to include them in every decision and the teamwork, that they are part of their team. And sometimes it is challenging, because they are not really good at making decisions. So you have to maybe challenge them to make the decisions on their own, if you are a manager. The blue is the easy one. They are very clear, but they expect the facts and the data. But if you give them too much detail, they will get lost. So put the clear structure. What do you want to have? I mean the achievement. So they will focus on their goals. And it is a little bit challenging, because they can do overthinking and they can be lost. So as a manager or lead developer, you have to follow them up so they are not getting lost in the transaction. So wrap up. The disk is the communication hack if you are aware of the people around you. And you have to decode the people's behavior, action, and how they talk. And if you give them what they want, probably you will get what you want too. So this is win-win solution. And it is a game changer for work, relationships, also, your regular day. Because if you know how to communicate with people, it's very easy to adapt your style and know yourself and also other people. And it takes practice, but don't worry if you don't have just experience. So how can I get experience? If you are aware of it, you can use AI. How can I use AI? So I have some use cases. So think that I am a sales manager, and I need to run end of quarter meeting to motivate my team, but also push back my manager, because he wants to increase the speed of development. So I give the details. My manager is red and green, and I am yellow-red, and I want to just get the result, right? Do you think it works? Let's try. So I just tried it. I give the prompt to the AI, and I am just checking what is the result that I am having. It's like very clear structure. It's very surprising, because I saw many times it works fine. You can try with your team, your manager, your people around, your friends, you know. You can just convince everyone just having this adaptation style. So another example, if you are a product owner, and if you want to achieve something with your manager, you just write it what you need, and you just give the colors, and you just give the prompt, something like that. And here is the result. I think this is very well structured. So you can also adjust your prompt if you need to ask specific question, the discussion. So you can lead basically everything. Another thing is this one. It's the personal communication example. So I want to go to New York with my friend, and we are both concerned with a long travel time. And I am green-red. My friend is blue-red, so how will we frame the conversation? This is the prompt, and this is the result. I don't know if it works. I haven't tried it. But in any cases, you can just work on this color profile. This is what I am saying. The secret. Secret from today. Well, there is no copy-paste formula in communication, because it's a human skill. No book, a theory, or trick works every time. You can learn it, you can experience it, you can also have lessons learned, but people can change, and situation can shift. So one trick won't work all the time. The leadership is an adaptation. So you have to keep evaluating the situation and adapt your style. And it's very tiring, I agree. So what worked yesterday might fail today, and accept it and don't take it personal. And one trick won't impress everyone, and you are not a pizza. People still won't like you, and maybe they will get mad at you, but sometimes you have to focus on your goal and lessons learned, and you can create more smooth communication lines. And you have to read the room, because when you go one step back, here, you have to see what's the expectation. You have to see how they act. You have to see what is needed. You have to see when I need to step in and the back and maybe stay in the middle. And maybe sometimes you just let the others to contribute. Because, again, not everyone can lead. And some people want just control. And some prefers comfort over challenge, because when I step in, I have to involve many things. But sometimes I can prefer staying in my comfort zone, not step in. So this is very balancing what should you do. And this is not for everyone. Thank you for listening to me. I am Burcu. You can connect with me if you want to. And that's it. And we still have time for a question if you have any. Thank you.